Good evening, everyone. How are we all doing? Let's see. Is everything fine? Hope all is well. Hope everybody's doing well. Happy Saturday. It's been a week or so since we were last live. It's like confession. But yeah, it's been a while. So hope all is well with everybody, and hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. Of course. Um, Imagine it's the 11th of October already. It doesn't feel like the 11th of October, but it's going to be insane because we only have next week, and then the week after that's the presidential election. Would you believe? So we're pretty much about 2 weeks away from the presidential election, give or take. Which obviously things are just going to go insane after that for a while. Which is hard to believe too. That's you know. Uh, it's probably going to take a few minutes for people to turn up and stuff because I only put it up, I think about 2 hours ago maybe, that it was going to go live. So I didn't really give that much notice. Yeah, about an hour ago. Excuse me. Sorry. Take that as you will. But yeah. So we have a good bit to talk about. Not much, but some. We're not going to be too long tonight, too. We'll probably be only maybe 40 minutes, maybe 50. We see how we get on. Um, so yeah, the presidential election, like it's just a mess. Hello, and like, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good Saturday. It's terrible. Saturday's nearly over already, like, and it's then tomorrow's Sunday, then it's work again on Monday. Like, I don't know where the time goes. Like the time just like on Saturdays and Sundays just disappears. Like it's quite insane. And some weird stuff on Twitter, as there usually is. Let's see. So yeah, the presidential election, like it's just a mess. Like I don't know where to start. To be totally honest, like there's that much stuff that's come out the last few days. So I'm 5 hours behind. Oh, you're in the United States? I didn't even know that. You probably did tell me that. Hello, said, hello, Gizmo. How are you doing? Good evening. It's been a while. How are you keeping? I hope you're keeping well these days. I didn't know that. Maybe you did tell me that. See, I forget half the time when people tell me things. See, there's that many things to keep track on. It's hard to remember everything. You probably did. You probably did tell me that. Just cleaning my phone. These old touchscreen phones. As soon as you put your finger on them at all, and leave a mark on them, it's just a nuisance. That's the worst thing about these touchscreen phones, because as soon as you have to touch them to move things and to open it and all that, and it just dirties your phone. So I'm full time just cleaning my phone. Because there's always bits and stuff. No, well, not bits and stuff, but you get what I'm saying, bits like your fingerprints. If that makes sense, always on your phone. But yeah. So we're all looking forward to the presidential election. No, Cavan Morning very well. Yeah, well, yeah, like it. Obviously, yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but I get what you're saying. But yeah, so the presidential election, it is just a mess. Like I don't know where to start. So first of all, Heather Humphreys has a property in Gertil in County Cavan that she's not paying property tax for, which is great. And then Catherine Connolly is, I don't know what, I don't know how to even put what Catherine Connolly's up to at the moment. She's talking about employing convicted rapists and stuff like that. Usual thing, a very normal thing to do for people. And then many other stuff. Her spending 3,600 euro on a trip to Syria to see Assad, etc., on the taxpayers' expense. Um, should I go on? We don't answer because literally every 5 minutes there's something. Then Heather Huff was mixing up Belfast for Berlin and stuff, uh, which is quite insane. 1 second, I just had to do something. Just 2 minutes. Sorry about that. There's a man, he does the garden here, and now and again. So he just arrived there, so making sure he gets paid because I have the money from down there. So, uh, but yeah, like the presidential election, like nobody's probably going to vote in this presidential election, and if anybody does vote, they're going to spoil the vote pretty much. Uh, Hello, everyone. Good evening. How are we doing? I hear we were, dancing the other night, with all the tunes. Uh, Yeah, I don't know why. I said it to you before. I don't know why it is like that's the background of when you go to the channel and stuff. It's like the cover, not what the cover, not like the profile picture, but the cover of the channel. So I don't know why that. I never understood why that happens. Like why does it go to that picture specifically? I don't get it, but I never changed. I could change, but I kind of just said fuck it, leave it. Um, but yeah. But I don't know why that does that on YouTube. But if it ever does it, I think it's at this point we might as well leave it the way it is. Um, um, so yeah. I was listening to tunes like that tune, and then I was listening to other tunes too. Like we were just vibing here the other night. Like Luke Kelly and them and the Dubliners too are great singers. We do have that talent nowadays. Um, Also, Mary Lou's in Kingscourt. Great. We'll go up and see Mary Lou. Unlikely we go to see Mary Lou. Looking for votes for Catherine Conley. Great stuff. Uh, well, it takes the God that she didn't come down here to look for votes. Also, I haven't actually got one. Like, listen to this. Just for a second. Did anybody get any canvassers around, like for Fine Gael or Sinn Féin or the Labour Party? Did you get any of your councillors, your local councillors or your TDs knocking on your door looking for votes for the presidential election? Because I haven't seen one. And also, my voting card came, at the say, Friday. I haven't seen one. Like, I haven't seen anybody. There's been leaflets came, but that was it. But nobody put them in. Like, they came through the post. Have merged. Yeah, I haven't seen none of them. Like, I haven't seen one. Like, I haven't seen one. Like, I haven't seen any of my councillors or TDs looking for votes. I've got leaflets in the post, but they sent that to everybody. I don't know. Does anybody else in Ireland? Did anybody have any of the local councillors? I presume they was what to stay away from me, half of them anyway. Not that I would hold them out to them, but I would ask them very tough questions, and that wouldn't go well. Because they don't really have the answers to tough questions. So that's why they're probably saying to themselves, it's better to stay away. But no, I noticed that because there's literally nobody about it. Literally none of them. Well, you won't see Fianna Fáil anyway, unless Jim Gavin's changed his mind. Can undo a ballot. Yeah, like to be totally honest, it probably should have been taken off because there still is time. It's not like the last hour before the election. They probably should have took it off. But they're still going to keep it on. But it still would be fine because even if people did vote, even if I went out and say vote for Jim Gavin, God bless me and save me. But say if I did even put number one in Jim Gavin's box, it wouldn't make any difference. Say if everybody, 1,000 people put, say 100,000, 300,000 put the vote for Jim Gavin, it still wouldn't matter because the election would be invalid. Because what I mean by that is he basically give up the opportunity to run for the presidency, even though his name's still on it. Yeah, he didn't get around to it. That was his excuse. But yeah, like I owed somebody. I think I said in the video. Didn't anybody seen that video? Like I owed somebody €5 once in school, for in secondary school for something, and I had it for them the next day, and I remember that, and it was only €5. So you can imagine if it was 3,000 euro, you would certainly remember you owed somebody that amount of money. Just west of my Swiss bank account, indeed. But see, all the money I get, I get 100,000 per post, allegedly, of course. Uh, not going to say much more than that. Um, Everyone with guns. Yeah, well, how does that work anyway? Like, do you see your local congressman or like when there's elections for the state or like how does that work in your area? I suppose if you don't mind me asking, like, did they come around? Did they just kind of send leaflets and stuff? My dad, yes, of course. Um, but how does that work? Like, the money. See, Americans too, like particularly you see all the time with Donald Trump, you have to text into something and something. That's the way I see with all the campaigns. Text this number to get this and that. Yeah, like I got leaflets, but I haven't seen one. It's the same with the general election. I didn't see anybody. Like none of them were around. Like nobody called in the general election till last November. Not one was about. You don't vote anyway. Like you don't vote at all. Like in none of the elections, like the presidential election or for Congress or for the state. Um, the state election. But uh, so we do have peace in the Middle East, thankfully, at the moment. We see how long it lasts. Um, it's kind of 50-50 will last for a week or two. It's hard to know. But hopefully it does. But I don't know. I don't know will it last, unfortunately. A lot of people are celebrating and stuff. I don't know, to be totally honest with you. It might only last another week or so. You'd be lucky. It's just kind of hard to know will it last. Either side could break it. But we see how that goes. But Donald Trump didn't get his Nobel Peace Prize anyway. And so he's quite upset with that. But the person who did get it was a Venezuelan woman, like a politician. Now, I never heard of her before, but, you know, piece me out. Well, yeah, but hopefully it does stick. But the peace thing. But I don't know about the peace, Nobel Peace Prize. Because I don't think it should have went to, well, you could say Venezuela is a very oppressive place, etc. But I do think other people have done great work that to try and preserve peace, etc. I don't think Donald Trump should get it. Not until he probably gets the Ukrainian conflict sorted out. Introductory, which do you mean? What do you mean? I don't get what you mean. It could be in what regard, but um, while on the oh, Peter Doody, I often see him on YouTube. Um, I see him now and again on YouTube, like videos and stuff. I see it on Twitter too now and again. Uh, I hate the ads, YouTube ads. Sorry about the noise behind me too. As I said, there's a fella here doing walks. So, there's a man at walk, um, as they say. Man at walk. Um, like in the mainstream, you're talking about the Gaza thing. Like usually I don't listen. Like it's not what I'm going by the mainstream. Like I'm not watching CNN and Fox News. I'm just going what I see online. What people are saying online. It's not that I'm looking at Fox News and be like, oh yeah, this is this. I presume you're talking about the Gaza conflict, or maybe you're talking about the Nobel Peace Prize. But like I don't really listen to the mainstream. I kind of just going by what's been said on social media. Oh no, that's a strimmer. That's a strimmer, not a racing cow. It's a strimmer. It's not like a racing cow. I don't think there's a grand prix going on. That's what you're hearing. It might not be as clear maybe in the background, but that's what that is. That's what that is. Not like a racing cows, motorbikes. Where Sam? I sorry. There's that much other stuff I need to talk about too. The amount of people going missing is insane too. Like every 10 seconds of the day, there's somebody going missing. Oh, like everything is scripted. I get what you're saying, but I don't know. Like some things are, it's hard to understand that it would be scripted. Some things just happen, but some things are scripted. I'm not going to lie to you. Some things are very scripted. But we all know in terms of the Israel conflict, whatever Israel says is pretty much God, pretty much in the American government's eyes, etc., etc. You can't question them. You can question anything else, but you can't question Israel. If that makes any sense, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah. But yeah, so what else was I going to discuss? There was some other stuff I was going to discuss. Let me just get it so I have it here. See, that's the worst thing about not being alive for a few weeks. You can't forget. Well, not a few weeks, but a week now. Where am I here? So the budget was this week. Was Tuesday gone by. No, it's been revoked. I didn't see that actually. Where did you see that? I didn't see that. I haven't got a clue about that. I haven't heard anything about it. Not to my knowledge, anyway. But yeah, grew up watching the Troubles like a Northern Ireland. Yes, the budget this week. Pretty much, to be totally honest, I think everybody's worse off in the pocket in terms of the budget, because pretty much the only people that benefits is landlords, developers, like bankers and stuff, politicians. The only Irish Joe doesn't benefit, pretty much. So great stuff. So life has got harder pretty much for more Irish people than it's got better. Because nothing has pretty much helped. Here's an extra 30 euro in the fuel allowance, and here's an extra, here's another here's an extra €5 in the pension, here's an extra €10 in job seekers. People on job seekers, an extra €10. Same with the old age pension and stuff, an extra €10. Oh, I think I remember that. Yeah, I thought you were talking about now. I thought this was happening now. I remember that they got somebody and it was working in a factory. They didn't expect it. I don't know. I think somebody tipped off the authorities about that. I can't remember, but I remember talking. I did talk about it here actually when that happened. I thought you were talking about White now. Something happened with White now. Um, yeah, they went up by 50 cents. But so I could have told you that. I think everybody would have knew. It's 18 euros up in cents. Like I think anybody could have told you that it was going to go up. Like the one thing that was guaranteed to go up was cigarettes. Um, but yeah, so it's pretty much going to go up every year, 50 cents or so. And then petrol, of course, now that's gone up with the carbon tax. Same with the like for an average now you're paying €71 extra on carbon tax for fuel and oil, etc., etc. So it's going to be a tough winter for a lot of people. Hopefully, it won't be too bad. It's not too bad yet. It's not freezing cold and snow, etc. But give it time, it will be cold, getting colder. But give me 2 seconds. I just had to run to the toilet. I need to go toilet. See, that's the worst thing about having 2 cups of tea. You need to go toilet. So give me 2 seconds. Hello again. Sorry about that. What is this now? Clear off. You can still hear me now. That. Um. Oh yeah, that's always happening. Always happening on like it's always happening. The government are doing it every 5 minutes of the day. All the five-star hotels in this country are just full of people from Timbuktu. Um, Also, the European Union is um, what am I talking about? Yes, the new European enter and exit system. It's not really for Europeans, but it's for non-Europeans like Africans and Indians, etc. I don't know how well it's going to work, but we'll see how well, and for the United Kingdom particularly. I don't know that anybody say anything about that for Americans too, for non-EU citizens. I suppose we have to see what happens. Will it work and will it not? Um, I still don't think it's going to make any difference, unfortunately. Um, that's what I take, you know. Um, It'll not make any difference at all. But you'd have to scan your face and take your fingerprints, etc. But I don't think Irish citizens have to do it. I think Ireland and Cyprus are exempt from doing it, as far as I can gather. Could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. Yeah, of course. So there was a post in the West that he threatened to shoot up Dublin Um, and he had terrorist convictions in England for terrorism. So how he got in, it's anybody's guess. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, they know how to con the system a lot. But yeah, the other thing is too, is in terms of the hate speech bill. So as we know, they're desperately trying to bring in the hate speech bill, and the European basically gave out on an ultimatum during the summer just gone by that either they implement the hate speech bill or the European Union will take them to court or fine them for not bringing in the hate speech bill. But finally, we have somebody like the Justice Minister, in fairness, them told the European Union to go fuck themselves, which is rightly so. That they wouldn't going to bring in the hate speech bill because they knew what was going to happen if it did. Like there would be just all out war at that stage if they brought in the hate speech bill. But long story short, we see what Brussels do. But of course, Brussels is not going to sit there and just take it. They're going to fine us probably 100 billion, for all we know, for not implementing the hate speech bill. Because they kind of wouldn't ask and they were telling us what to do. And we didn't kind of have the option to tell them no. But thankfully, we did tell them no and to go fuck off. But I don't think they take too kindly to it. That's what I'm trying to say. But we see what happens. They can do their best. It still doesn't make any difference. Nobody's going to listen to them. But we shall see. We shall see what goes down. I don't know that anybody see that, but we'll see what happens. Being balanced. Great stuff. I don't think that's being balanced. Like the majority of the legislation coming into this country is from the European Union, like from Brussels. It's not even the Irish government bringing for it's the European Union. Which I don't know about that being balanced. Like I don't even think the European Union should be forcing us to do anything. Because it's not balanced whatsoever. Because it's insane. 70% is a lot of stuff coming in from abroad. If that makes sense. It's like in terms of legislation and stuff, it's quite a lot. It'd be different if it was only 5-10%, maybe that'd be possible enough. But it's quite literally that's an insane amount when you really think about it. Like nearly 70% of what the Dáil and the Shannon is passing is not even like decided in Ireland, in terms of it came up with, etc. But yeah, Sean Kelly and the rest of them all, they're no addition as MEPs. Like we're pretty much sending people to Europe to do nothing. Because I haven't seen any of the MEPs, Irish MEPs, do anything useful. Like none of them are doing anything useful. Like they should be jumping up and down. Like they should be getting thrown out of the European Parliament. Like that's what they should be doing to kick up such a fuss. But not one of them I've heard kick up any fuss over anything. Like they all kind of just sit there and do nothing. Get paid a huge amount of money to do nothing. Like none of the MEPs do anything for Ireland. Like none of them have. They go over and talk a load of rubbish, but they don't hold anybody to account. They don't shout anybody down or anything. Cushy job, yeah, that's pretty much it. And a few your apartment in Brussels, etc. Like none of them. Remember Kieran Maloney? Do you remember he said, I'm going to be an independent and stuff, and won for independent Ireland. And then he went off and joined Fianna Fáil, like Fianna Fáil's group. So thankfully I was away in Finland that time when the European election was happening, because I probably would have voted for Kieran Maloney because he was in my area. But he went off and joined Fianna Fáil, like, and pretty much there's not a peep out of him. You think he'd be jumping up on the top of the European Parliament and kicking up a fuss, kicking the chairs, etc., from the European Parliament, or throwing over the tables and stuff. But in terms of Britain, even what? Oh yeah, like you mean the European Parliament? Sorry, yeah, I get what you're saying now. See, sometimes I'm just it takes me a second to process what people say. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like they have no MEPs in buses, but they still have the House of Lords and stuff in England, which is still another waste. It's the same as the Shannon Theos, pretty much retirement home. It's a big club, and we're not in it exactly. It's a pity that we're not. We could make a few bucks. I'm only joking. Bus Cup. It's all a big club. Well, it's all just kind of theatre in a way, because it's just all yap. It's just yap and they do nothing. Like I've heard, like Kieran Maludi particularly. I heard him saying he was going to hold buses to account and stuff, and hold them to account for legislation and stand up for farmers and do this and do that and do the other. But I haven't heard a peep of him. Like you think he should be getting kicked out of the European Parliament every day for kicking up such a ruckus. But that's what I'm giving out about it. See, that's what an Irish MEP over there should be doing, kicking up a fuss. Yeah, like they're all just ivory towers. Like they're far from understanding the common man. The common good, as they say. So what is the common good? But yeah. I feel sorry for Micheál Martin, said no one. But Micheál Martin was very upset, apparently. Going by the Irish media, he was very upset during the night at his meeting last, I think it was Wednesday. They had a big meeting with the Fianna Fáil TDs and senators, and Micheál Martin was crying and upset. Not much loss. He should be crying every day, because people should be giving him a guff every day. But yeah, so the media pretty much crying crocodile tears, hoping that people have some sympathy for a man that has doesn't believe that has nothing to believe that has no. What do you mean? What I'm trying to say, no belief in the backwards looking idea of sovereignty. We want nothing to do with the backwards looking idea of sovereignty, and they want people to feel sorry for the man. Not a hope. Not a hope. I didn't let anybody see that. Yeah, no problem. Look, take care. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. We'll chat again. So the other big thing too, we've probably seen from the United States. I'm sure everybody's seen about Alexander Stubbs, the president of Finland, and Petri Orban, the prime minister of Finland, were over in the White House. The United States is buying icebreakers from Finland, and obviously, they weren't the people that started the deal, if that makes any sense, in the icebreakers. But yeah, the United States is buying icebreakers from Finland, which is interesting. It just goes to show you there's a race now, because it's the same what happened in Russia and other countries. That a lot of countries are becoming very interested in icebreakers. There's like a huge race to the Arctic, if that makes any sense, like the Arctic region of the world. So it's going to be very important in the next few years, the Arctic region. Oh, Bonos, yeah, great. Sounds great, straight away. Yeah, well, no, that's what they said before. Like, I've heard Jack Chambers say it before. The exact thing, it's a solution to aging population. But this is the thing. This is all well and good, but a lot of them won't work. Like, a lot of them are going to get free social welfare, etc., from because they don't. None of them want to kind of do anything. Like, they want to get things for nothing. A lot of the asylum seekers, and not want to lift a finger. Take for example, the fellow that killed Ashley Murphy. He'd never worked 20. He was 20 years in this country, never lifted a finger to do anything. So none of them are really winning. And when you bring them people in, are you really getting rid of an aging population? Because let's be fair, the majority of people, Irish people who are aged like in their 60s and their 70s, worked all their life. Um, and then you're bringing in people that don't want to work. So you might as well bring in old people at that stage. Because none of them really want to do anything. Some of them do, but not a lot of them do. Because why would you want to do when the government gives you loads of money at the end of the week and gives you free accommodation, a free house, free this, free that? There's no incentive for them to work because they get more by sitting at home and doing nothing. Yeah, give us a reason to come home. Like, I've seen that many times. But should they never give them anything? Like, in the budget there, they could have done something. They try and get people to come home, nurses and stuff. Because there's loads of Irish nurses working in the hospitals over there. And then there's loads of, many people, tradesmen and stuff, builders, etc. And the only thing they need is a reason to come home. Like, a lot of them don't want to go. If they were getting a good, decent salary, could afford to buy, like, rent a house, even just buy a house. And that'd be different. Nobody'd be leaving. But they done nothing. They had an opportunity at the budget to try and do something to try and get people back. Try and make sure they could get a house up, do all that. Because that's basically the main thing a lot of people leaving because they can't afford the rent, they can't afford to buy a house, etc. But nothing was done pretty much to help anybody. So that won't happen for the next 9 billion years, unfortunately. Because they pretty much benefit the big corporations, etc. Um, but yeah, so I think we nearly labelled there for tonight. Kind of discussed the majority of stuff I wanted to talk about, and I don't want to keep people too long tonight. I don't think there's really much urgent stuff to talk about. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah. What's this now? Huh? Yeah, so that's pretty much it for tonight. We'll probably maybe be back Wednesday. Hopefully, all going well. Don't think there's anything on Wednesday. I'm just trying to think of anything on. Wednesday is the 15th. No, I have something next Saturday on. So I don't know, but next Saturday we'll be live. We see how we go. But yeah, no, give me 1 second, actually. Just need to speak with someone. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you, everyone only for being here. On Lake, of course, too. A few other people stopped by. I don't think notifications went out and stuff tonight, but you should look at. That's what happens. I suppose when you question stuff, you're not supposed to question. But yeah, I do appreciate everybody being here. I know it's only a short live stream too, but yeah, thank you, everyone. As I say, we'll hopefully be back Wednesday. Most likely to be a video up probably tomorrow night. This few recorded, I'll probably should put up. But anyway, for the moment, everyone, thank you. And enjoy the rest of your night and your weekend, the rest of your weekend. And we hopefully chat again Wednesday. Thank you.